Hello everyone, you're now with me, Ruben Gomez for TVS Nightline. Now, let's moving on to the news. The state government is appealing to the federal government to allow the threshold value indicator in Sarawak to be assessed at division level rather than as a whole. According to Deputy Chief Minister Dato' Amar Douglas Ugambas, this would allow certain divisions in the state to move to Phase 2 under the National Recovery Plan (NRP).
Semalam dia dah umum 5 negeri yang layak, Sarawak belum dapat layak. Tetapi kita juga nak memohon kepada Kerajaan Persekutuan bahawa di Sarawak penilaian kita dibuat mengikut bahagian. Tapi ini belum lulus kerana kita melihat keadaan di Sarawak tidak, kawasan luas Sarawak adalah begitu luas, as big as West Malaysia.
Uga added, the threshold value assessment by division in Sarawak is more appropriate given the vast area in the state.
Assessment, whether any area to move into Phase 2 and hence to Phase 3 and Phase 4 later on, should be assessed based on the performance of each division. Sekarang ianya bergantung kepada nilai ambang untuk negeri Sarawak. Jadi walaupun ada bahagian-bahagian macam Limbang telah pun kita melihat dapat mencapai ambang yang ditentukan, tetapi oleh kerana ia dilingkumi dalam included under Sarawak, so they will not be able to move to Phase 2.
On July 3rd, Senior Minister of Security Dato' Sri Ismail Sabri Yaakob announced that 5 states including Kelantan, Terengganu, Perak, Pahang and Perlis will transition to Phase 2 of the NRP beginning Monday, July 5th. The 5 states have all fulfilled the 3 threshold value indicators, including recording below 4,000 COVID-19 cases daily, moderate level of intensive care unit capacity, as well as 10% of its populations have completed a second dose vaccination. A report by Douglas Elliott together with Muhammad Rafiq for TVS.
The Minister of Domestic Trade and Consumer Affairs urged the government to prioritize the administrations of COVID-19 vaccines to those who are in the trade, distribution and retail industry nationwide. Dato' Sri Alexander Nantalinggi said this will enable an efficient recovery of the country's domestic economy.
According to Nanta, the matter should be given serious attention as it plays an important role in driving Malaysia's economy and domestic trade. During a session with the Federation of Malaysian Business Association FMBA on the 1st of July, all of the industry players have unanimously agreed to hasten the immunization program for retail frontliners. Nanta further added, many who are working in the sector face the risk of high infection and such matter can be addressed by administering the vaccines, and this effort will also be in line with the nation's recovery plan, PPN, announced by the Prime Minister recently. Other sectors that should also be given attention are the manufacturing and construction sectors.
And now the COVID-19 update. Malaysia recorded a total of 6,045 new COVID-19 cases today, bringing the total cumulative to 778,652. Meanwhile, 63 fatalities due to COVID-19 were reported, bringing the total deaths to 5,497. Selangor still recorded the highest daily infections at 2,262, followed by Kuala Lumpur with 616 and Negeri Sembilan at 531.
Out of the total infections reported, Sarawak ranks at 6th nationwide with 365 new cases and 1 death reported today. Thus bringing the cumulative number of infections in the state to 66,561 and the death toll at 419. Kuching district recorded the highest number of cases at 64, followed by Cebu with 54 and Tatau with 42. Meanwhile, 345 patients have recovered from the COVID-19 infections. The State Health Department has detected 2 new clusters dubbed the Sungai Entajum cluster in Tatau and Sungai Pelepak cluster in Meradong. However, the department also declared the end of 1 cluster dubbed the Jalan Agama cluster in Miri. There are now 97 active clusters in the state, where 19 of them reported an additional 157 new cases. Batong district now turns to red zone from orange after it recorded 43 new infections in the past 14 days. The The Julao district now turns back to yellow after it recorded 17 new infections in the past 14 days.
Now, PATO, an operation implemented nationwide earlier to ensure the standard operating procedures during MCO are adhered. Since its implementation earlier this month, PATO in Meradong have not issued any summons or compounds. This reflects a high level of discipline amongst Meradong citizens in adhering the SOPs stipulated by the government.
Sasaran kita adalah di kawasan market atau pasar basah, shopping komplek, kemudian kedai-kedai makan, dan termasuk juga di SJR kita lah. Dan last kali mungkin kita akan tengok macam mana keadaan atau pematuhan SOP di pusat pemberian vaksin. Lepas ni kita akan buat.
The people of Meradong are reminded to consistently adhere the SOP all the time, even when there are no operations being conducted. Earlier this year, 40 compounds were imposed as some were caught violating the SOP in public areas.
Pada tahun ini juga sebanyak 45 kompaun telah dikeluarkan, yang mana 43 kompaun telah dikeluarkan oleh pihak MDMJ, satu kompaun daripada pihak polis dan satu lagi daripada KKM lah. Jadi kebanyakan kesalahan-kesalahan yang dikeluarkan kompaun adalah seperti tidak memakai pelitup muka di tempat awam. Yang kedua, tidak ada QR atau My Sejahtera tu, termasuk tidak mengemaskini buku daftar pelanggan yang masuk.
PATO will still be operational, and the relevant authority will not hesitate to issue compounds if anyone was found violating the SOP. The people of Meradong are also reminded to practice social distancing and to not be careless, as the fight against COVID-19 is not over yet.
And here's the vaccine update. Malaysia will receive 1 million doses of COVID-19 Pfizer vaccine contributed by the United States on July 5th. Foreign Minister Datuk Sri Hishamuddin Tun Hussein said these vaccines will greatly help intensify Malaysia's vaccination process and make meaningful progress to the ongoing rollout of Malaysia's national COVID-19 immunization program.
Through a statement, Hishamuddin said Malaysia is also highly appreciative of the invaluable support extended by the US through its embassy in Kuala Lumpur. Since the start of the pandemic last year, including the in-kind contribution of medical supplies, personal protective equipment (PPE), and ICT equipment worth $250,000. Meanwhile, in the effort to ensure fair global access to the COVID-19 vaccine, Malaysia is ready to forge a comprehensive cooperation with the United States in vaccine development and distribution. At the same time, Hishamuddin noted that in his letter to Blinken on 4th June, he had reiterated that Malaysia welcomes President Joe Biden's June 3rd announcement of the United States' expression of support for temporary waiver of the intellectual property IP protection on COVID-19 vaccines. He added that Prime Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin had also stated in his address at the Nikkei International Conference in May 2021 that Malaysia supports the IP protection waiver for COVID-19 vaccines.
And here's a different story. At least 4 houses in Kampong Plum Kabong were razed by fire, which erupted earlier this morning. One of the house, a 2-story unit, was completely burned down, while 3 nearby houses were also affected.
Bomba terima panggilan pada jam 10.23 pagi dan sampai di lokasi pada jam 11.21 pagi, dan terusnya membuat kerja-kerja face up untuk membuat penyelamatan dan kerja-kerja penyelamat, pemadaman. Kebakaran berjaya dikawal pada jam 11.50 pagi, melibatkan sebuah rumah kediaman, struktur tidak kekal, berkuasaan 36 kaki kali 48 kaki, terbakar 100%, manakala 3 buah rumah bersebelahan cuma terjejas 10%.
He further added there were no casualties reported, while the source of the fire are still under investigation.
Welcome back. The term handmade have been often thrown around, but what actually makes them special from others are true appreciations of the back-breaking work and the daily struggles of the people that extend beyond the raw craft. These humble, hardworking people dream of something better, something that will offer them improved quality of life and steady income. And the craft they present, Penang bags inspired from the traditional farm basket, have gained immense popularity. Therefore, the runaway success of these handicrafts has helped to improve the lives of many Penang weavers. And Wong, who coordinates Penang Women Project, PWP, pays weavers for their products upon collection and uses the profits to further facilitate the community.
We help them with the weaving. Instead of giving them food, just give them, but we help them, we teach them how to fish, right? So when they can weave, because this is their traditional skill, a lot of them can weave. They weave in rattan. So when they weave, we buy it from them with a fair price, and then we sell it to market. We help them to market out, and they get paid. Then they can look after themselves. They look after their family. They become the breadwinner of the house. They bring in money to the family.
The weaving project has injected optimism into their lives. As such, earning a living through weaving have given the Penang women a sense of dignity and self-worth. At first, the weaving project was meant for just weaving an ordinary farm bag. As demand and sales increased, innovation was required.
Put things together and make it really like a fashion statement. Sometimes it can be. I'm sure young girls will carry that, rather than they've been thinking this like a grandma basket, right? Nowadays, we try to introduce it into the house. You can even use this in the office, like a file to put things. So we try to widen the range of the product to attract different users of this, so the women can weave more. So they have demand on all these products.
PWP purchased the bags from the Penang women, and it helps to market them in community fairs, bazaars and sales day in Miri, Kuching, Kota Kinabalu, Kuala Lumpur and Penang.
Now, when purchasing any of those finely handcrafted bags, baskets and other craft made exclusively by the indigenous Penang tribe of Sarawak, know that you're contributing to an entire Penang community, whereby the process of hand-making such premium product is a deliberate marriage of art and skill that has been passed down to the younger generation. With its complex and dedicated people, is now the sought-after product of this unique art. The project, initiated by the Penang Women Project, PWP, and Miri Women Weaving Association, MWWA, in Sarawak, sharing the honest stories of the Penang community in Limbang and Miri in an accorded effort to provide a hopeful future for at least some of these families by offering financial assistance.
The younger generation started to come in and weave as well, because when they do rattan is a hideous work, to produce the fiber, the rattan take a long time. So I think a lot of young people, they don't have that patience, so they don't want to do that. But with this, at least it's right there. They just trim and then they can start weaving. And a lot of our weavers are young mother, because the Penang tend to marry really young. So after they're married, they have kids. They can't go out to work or do anything. And in the jungle, in the rural kampong, the only thing they can do is weaving. So they start to learn how to weave, and it's easier for them to do it.
The project has seen a ripple effect within the community as the people remain committed to this art form, but they do dream of something better, with their handcraft taking the market by storm. Today, many have embraced modernity residing in resettlement communities, though some still remain semi-nomadic. For the PWP weaving projects, it now utilizes plastic strapping commonly used for strapping box to complement for cost-effective durability. With its attractive, fashionable colors, perfect for bag weaving, some weavers have begun to take baby steps into entrepreneurship by starting small businesses to reach the market on their own. With this project, it is contributing to the Penang community for a brighter future in which someday breaking the cycle of poverty. Together, we can secure a sense of contribution, even if only in a small way, to a great people as they attempt to unify and uplift their tribe.
Now, the British Shorthair is known for its appearance and its keen hunting ability, and has been a popular choice for advertisements since the start of television and Hollywood movies. The feline breed, believed to be a descendant from the ancient Rome era, invaded Britain with its cuteness and stayed for good. Did we spark your interest? Here's a report on the expensive cat breed by Lorenzo Isaac.
Who can ever resist the cuteness of a British Shorthair? Its white face, chubby cheeks, and its round, charming eyes will melt anyone's heart, especially cat lovers. When that happens, of course, you would wish to have it as your own pet and to love it with all your heart. However, the British Shorthair comes with a price that could opt for a brand new car or other form of properties. Due to the COVID-19 outbreak, cats have been a loyal companion for many cat lovers, whom are also known as ailurophile. Nur Alisha Rabia Banta has clearly made a statement for being not only an ailurophile, but also a cat breeder.
Inilah paling comel. Ini perangai dia seekor ni, si Shen ni, dia macam baby manusia bagi saya lah. Dia memang macam baby manusia ni nah. Ni.
Kita jumpa jalanan ataupun ada kucing yang manja yang kita jaga indoor ataupun outdoor. Biasanya kalau kucing jalanan kita biasa dipanggil stray cat.
Unlike humans, cats will need 4 times more protein. It is important for pet owners to formulate a recipe that contains 41 different nutritions according to the cat's age.
Sebenarnya kan, sik juga susah lah mau jaga pusat tu kan. Cuma kadang-kadang kita mau tengok, perhatikan gaya pemakanan dia. Kadang-kadang bila kita salah bagi dia makan, dia boleh muntah ataupun dia boleh cirit-birit. Setakat ni itu sajalah masalah dia pasal pemakanan.
And to ensure these cats are not overweight, pet owners are encouraged to play with their cats as an activity for them to burn fats. The best option is, of course, the baiting game. Any item that can distract and motivate them will be very effective.
Now that's cute, I would like to visit that place. Now, legal firms in Kuala Lumpur and Selangor areas that have been placed under the Enhanced Movement Control Order are allowed to operate throughout the period with strict adherence to standard operating procedures. Minister in the Prime Minister's Department for Parliament and Law, Datuk Sri Taqiyuddin Hassan, said the permission was given after taking into account the need for legal services to support other essential services sectors, as well as for the smooth running of court and government-related matters.
He said the law firms must also schedule appointments with clients if matters are to be dealt with face-to-face. In addition, law firms can also apply for permission to operate through the COVID-19 Intelligent Management System 3.0 portal. Meanwhile, the approval obtained through the CIMS during the Movement Control Order Phase 1 can continue to be used. Additionally, the EMCO SOPs for this service sector are available at the National Security Council communication platform. At the same time, Taqiyuddin said enforcement and monitoring will be conducted in an integrated manner by the authorities to ensure SOP compliance.
Priscilla John.
Aku Studawi.
Anda nak ingat gulai dengan kami dua bak program Panggal Kitai.
Nanti hari Minggu pukul 3 lemai bak TVS channel 122 Esro ngau My Preview. Berada Australia berpindang.
Guys. Oh, mana sih? Cerita tu. Oh, cerita tu. Ada main cerita tu.
Ada dengan Mama Simping, ada Mak Zela, ada Mia, ada Firmandi, dan ada kami sekali, saya Chris. Guys, Tok bukan borak biasa-biasa guys. Tok adalah borak Teh Sipeng setiap hari jam 2.15 petang di TVS saluran 122 Astro dan My Freeview. Borak Teh Sipeng.
Polis tidak akan ber-16 items kerana abak kandang menua persengkokan yang terutama di kawasan Ujung Ina 的到来 pada kecaranya Indonesia and Malaysia. 现在其实我们可以到
Assalamualaikum dan salam sejahtera.
Warnailah hidupmu, tampilkanlah bakat baru. Sarawak pasti maju, menginspirasi duniamu. Oh, TVS. Oh, TVS. Oh, TVS.
And now we're back. If the tourism doors were to open, industry players assume that the responsibilities have now grown due to the changes brought forth by the COVID-19 pandemic.
Once the tourism industry is allowed to resume operations, they must be ready to ensure that nothing goes wrong.
To move forward with COVID, first we have to get our people very knowledgeable and very fast. Talent would be very good where this is concerned because nya akan affect our service. So if our people are ada slow, ada apa, they need to hype up. You see, first we get our visitors pun information and all that. Where as far as tourism is concerned, going outside and inside, working together with the relevant authority. May it be immigration and then custom. Our people have to be kata orang now alert.
Besides that, destination details and safety concerns are also crucial to travel management.
So this is where the ticketing comes in, you know. We have a kata orang system where globally we know what is the update, what is the requirement. If you're going outside, let's say kita pergi UK ke apa na, what are the things, the step that require. So in future, our people who is in the travel agent, who is in the frontliner, needs to be very diligent without compromise. You cannot compromise with that. So if you compromise, katong ada susah sikit lah because you're facing with pandemic where safety of your customer should be your priority lah. So we being in the front, we are the consultant. We need to know what we are talking about.
With that, cooperation between the government and local travel agencies is crucial.
This is where the travel industry and the government has to work together because we are selling the destination. We are selling, let's say, in this particular place is Sarawak. Travel agents are just kata orang consultant and marketing. You market the place lah. Okay. As far as government is concerned, they make sure that the place they visited are safe. With travel agent or the tourism board doing their marketing without having that assurance when tourists coming in that they are taken care of or they are they're taken care of lah, especially this COVID is very, very, very important. It's very crucial.
Now on to the sports news. The participations of the Malaysian contingent in the Tokyo Olympics from July 23rd to August 8th will record its own history when 60% of the eligible athletes are female. The 2020 Tokyo Olympics will also see 13 national athletes making their debut at the world's biggest sporting event.
National diver Leong Man Yi will create history for Malaysian athletes in the Olympic Games with her 5th participation, starting with the 2000 Sydney, 2004 Athens, 2008 Beijing, 2012 London and 2020 Tokyo editions. Track cycling champion Muhammad Azizul Hasni Awang will compete for the 4th consecutive time after the Beijing, London and 2016 Rio Olympic Games. Meanwhile, this is the third consecutive time for the country's diving queen Pandalela Renong, who also competed in London and Rio. In badminton, mixed double pairs Chang Peng Soon and Goh Liu Ying will also make their 3rd consecutive appearance at the Games, after returning with a silver medal in the last edition. At the same time, Youth and Sports Minister Dato Sri Rizal Naina also expressed his appreciation of all those who were instrumental in the preparations of the national contingent and congratulated all athletes who have qualified for the 2020 Tokyo Olympic Games.
Malaysian Hockey Confederation MHC President Dato Sri Subhan Kamal today confirmed the Malaysian Junior Hockey League MJHL 2021 is scheduled to be held in December. However, the championship date will be announced soon.
According to Subhan, the tournament will be a platform for young players to display their capabilities and attract the attention of the national coaching team to select the national men's special project squad. He added the tournament is also a starting place for local junior players to earn their places in the national junior squad, preparing for the 2023 Junior World Cup campaign. Earlier, Subhan confirmed that Malaysia has been chosen to host the 2023 Men's Hockey Junior World Cup.
Well, that's conclude the news. TVS Nightline. I'm Ruben Gomez. Anytime, anywhere.